Hi everyone. We're going to discuss our 5 tips to analyze when thinking about what you should be charging for rent for your investment property based on internal and external factors. Tip 1. Are all professionals considered experts? The idea of not always taking face value advice from professionals is somewhat of a pain point and can be counterintuitive. All professional services are in the business of making money. We all get that. But sometimes you must consider taking their advice with a grain of salt. Both realtors and property management companies are great at what they do, but as a prudent buyer/landlord, you need to also do your due diligence. We see this quite a bit after clients come to us asking for help because they received an overvaluation and now frustrated that their property has sat on the market for longer than expected. The old saying of "don't put all your eggs in one basket" can be taken here as don't rely on just one opinion when finding out what rent you should be charging. During the due diligence stages, contact multiple property management companies to obtain a market rent appraisal and always take the average. Tip 2. Analyze market trends and comparable properties. You can usually get a pretty good idea just by browsing local rental listing resources online. Other considerations include what kind of developments are going up. Are many properties opting for facelifts and renovations to increase rent? How far is your property to certain attractions or facilities that your target tenant would value? Tip 3. Short and long-term goals. Based on where you're at in life, will also determine the right rent you'll want to receive. There are many examples I can provide that explain this is one of the most important topics to discuss when renting out your property. Some owners plan to move back into their home and only care about covering their living expenses and ensuring a quality tenant is placed, while other owners are close to retirement and value quality tenants over qualitative measures. Tip 4. Focus on lowering your turnover costs. We all want to maximize our return on investment, but it can sometimes turn into a negative. I say this not to scare people, but from our experience, we've seen the highs and lows on the scenarios of what type of tenants you attract when asking above market rent. We found that tenants paying these higher than normal costs are less likely to stay longer term and will find other options, which are more reasonable. This creates additional advertising and leasing costs, not to mention vacancy loss. We also find these types of tenants can demand more from the unit/property for maintenance and repairs. As a property management company, one of our jobs is to vet these calls and find a balance between what's fair and not. However, there still lies the possibility of increased service calls. The last mention is turnover costs related to damages or wear and tear. Reducing the amount of turnover will drastically help your bottom line by not having the obligation to repaint and clean the unit. Tip 5. Time of year. Does seasonal matter? Yes. Your market rent will depend on the time of year you decide or need to re-rent your unit. It also plays a factor when deciding who your target tenants are. Assess your target renter and see when they would be wanting to rent throughout the year. As an example, a family will want to secure something prior to the school year starting. In addition, many tenants will want to move during the cold winter months. If you're caught around these times, think about doing some renovations or updating. At the end of the day, it's all about finding a balance. Ensure your goals are top priority and always commit to ensuring tenants are safe and comfortable. Their satisfaction plays a big role in your success. Please visit us at www.limestonepropertymanagement.com.